And now, please welcome Eric Fingerhut, the President and CEO of the Jewish Federations of North America.
What a strange time this is. We are in the midst of a global pandemic. Many of our children are not yet back in school, and those that are in school are wearing masks, studying in pods, and having their temperature taken daily before they enter the building. The majority of us are working from home. There was no dancing in the streets on Simchas Torah. In fact, most of us celebrate the high holidays, as we did Pesach and Shavuos, separated from our families and our regular prayer communities. We are still suffering over the loss of loved ones from the virus. We meet in the penultimate week of an unusually contentious election in the United States. The issues are so deeply felt that it is hard, no matter which side we favor, to comprehend what someone on the other side of the political divide is thinking. Racial injustice, anti-Semitism, religious violence, all of these have occupied our days and nights in the past year. And yet, all around us we see stories of resilience, of generosity, of partnership, of amazing collaboration. When our Jewish institutions were forced to shut their doors and the future of our communities seemed in doubt, the entire Jewish world mobilized to care for one another. We didn't check membership rolls. We opened our platforms, our wallets, and rainy day accounts. We asked first, what do you need? And only then did we ask those who were able to help meet the needs of others. We met on Zoom and Microsoft Teams and Google Meets at all hours of the day and night across dozens of time zones. What have we learned from this? We learned the difference between being unified, which is an absolute necessity in times of crisis, and being uniform, which is something that the Jewish people have not ever been and will never be. We learned that our differences, which loomed so large just a few months ago, have never seemed so small, while our need for each other has never felt so urgent. And we learned that coming together to share information, to plan and to act, makes it possible for us to accomplish great things. This plenary is an outgrowth of the Emergency Pandemic Coalition that has been convening almost weekly on a continental level. It includes the JCC Association, the Foundation for Jewish Camp, BBYO, Moishe House, Hillel International, the denominational movements, Prisma, Leading Edge, Jewish Funders Network, the Network of Jewish Human Services Agencies, and the Association of Jewish Aging Services. Federations across North America have convened similar coalitions in their communities, bringing together synagogues, JCCs, camps, day schools, Hillels, youth groups, human services and aging agencies, and more, to plan and care for their local needs. We have also convened specialized coalitions, the Engagement Roundtable representing the service, community building, education, travel, and diversity and inclusion organizations, and a separate Israel Travel Alliance made up of 37 unique organizations that run close to 50 different immersive travel experiences to Israel. And here's the best part. The leaders of each of these organizations are also leaders of their local federations and vice versa. The chair of the Repair the World was the chair of JFNA's Young Leadership Cabinet. The chair of the Foundation for Jewish Camp was the chair of the Los Angeles Federation. The chair of Honeymoon Israel was the chair of JFNA. The chair of San Francisco Federation is the former chair of Moishe House. We are not in silos. We are not in competition. We are in partnership. The spirit of innovation and collaboration went even further. Together, we mobilized and trained volunteers to help all our communal agencies access federal loans and grants totaling well over $500 million. The Jewish Community Response and Impact Fund marshaled $91 million in zero-interest loans and grants to camps, synagogues, JCCs, and more. The Human Services Matching Fund is helping local federations raise $54 million in additional funding to meet the growing demand for services. This is being raised following countless Federation emergency campaigns that collectively raised over $175 million in the first few months of the pandemic to meet the emergency needs of our Jewish communities here and around the world. My friends, what our community needs and wants from us more than ever is exactly what we are doing here today. They want us to be Jewish together. They see us working across organizations and denominations, across philosophical and political lines, and they say, Kol HaKavod, Baruch Hashem, give us more of that. The great rabbi and theologian Abraham Joshua Heschel said that there is only one possible response for the gift of being able to serve, to adore, to fulfill, and that is gratefulness. It is gratefulness, he said, which makes the soul great. So on behalf of the Jewish Federations, I extend our deepest gratitude to each and every organization, lay leader, professional, and donor that came together these past few months to lift up our community. And I ask, how can we be of further service to this cause? Last October, I was in a synagogue in Halle, Germany, where the work of the Jewish Agency and others had saved the lives of worshipers on Yom Kippur. This Rosh Hashanah, I was in the United Arab Emirates, where a Muslim country opened its arms wide to its Jewish community and its new normalized relations with the State of Israel. In each case, our communal efforts engaged the great forces of history and made the world a better place. We don't know what the future looks like, but we know that it is ours to help shape. Let us, together, build a future worthy of our time as leaders of these great organizations.